Hi there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your reading for the week of November 7th through 13th of 2021. You're the first reading that I'm doing for this batch, so the date is, I had to think it up for a minute. Okay, so let's see what your guardian angels want you to know this time. And this is a general reading, which means that all the guardian angels have gotten together as a group, and they come and they give the messages through the cards, and that triggers the rest of the message. And so whatever comes through is kind of meant for the majority, right? And so any parts of that don't quite resonate with you, rest easy about that, because it just means it's for somebody else. Some other parts of the reading will be more closely aligned with what you need to know. Don't, if something doesn't fit, don't try and make it fit. Like forcing it doesn't help at all. Oh, we've got more cards than I thought. Okay, so just take it as it comes and relax about it. Okay, all right, so, well, this looks pretty good. This really does look pretty good. Go play. It feels like you've been just kind of little down in the dumps maybe, or a little taking things too seriously. And so, your angels, they often say things like, relax about it. We've got everything under control. There's no need for you to worry. There's, take the things that are to be celebrated and the things to play for or with or about, and do that. Leave the serious shit to us, is what they say. So, you can just kind of take the fun stuff. You know how sometimes in some families, there's one parent who's the disciplinarian and one who's the playful one, who's always lighthearted and whatever. Your angels are saying they will be the disciplinarian. You don't have to be. So you can be the one to just play all the time and see the lighthearted stuff. So, yeah, no, I can hear you. I can hear you saying, no, somebody's got to look after this stuff. Yes, the angels are. You don't have to. It's all okay. You don't have to. You can, the more you focus on, the more good stuff you focus on, the more good stuff it brings to you. So just let that work. Okay. All right. Have you been shielding yourself? There are always lots of energies out there that don't match you. And so as you are in contact with people who maybe, are not resonating with you, and you're in contact with them because of maybe work or through somebody else or whatever, they're not really part of your tribe. And so it's important for you to know how to shield yourself so that you don't take on those energies that don't match. Because when that happens, other energies bump up against yours and they're not a vibrational match. It doesn't feel good. And yet sometimes you end up taking it on. Maybe you're an empath, maybe, all those kinds of things. Things that you think that maybe you can help in some way. And you end up taking on their stuff accidentally. Usually it's accidental, right? So when you shield, that protects you, makes it so that you can still be aware of their energy. You know what's going on, but you don't have to take it. And so Archangel Metatron is the angel who is in charge of the shielding stuff. And so he does clearing as well. So if you happen to have some selenite, feel free to use it. If you don't, it's okay. Just use your hand. So ask Metatron to come and clear your whole energy field, and do that top to bottom, under your feet, under your arms, everywhere. Go all around, front and back, and ask him to clear everything that isn't yours or that doesn't belong to you. And then immediately after, ask him for the rainbow shield. So the rainbow shield contains all the colors. Each color has its own type of protection. And so when you have the rainbow shield, it will fluctuate all day long depending on which kind of protection you need most of in that moment. And you're probably not even aware of it doing that, but it's doing that, right? And it is energy. It will eventually dissipate. And so every 12 hours or so, replace that shield. Clear again, cleanse in case you've let something slip in or, invited it in, is generally how it happens, especially at the beginning when you're not used to being shielded. It's easy kind of to bypass it and invite things in. And so when you've done that, you kind of notice that you feel like, oh, my shield's not working. Yeah, it is, but you've bypassed it accidentally. So no worries. You just clear again, replace the shield, and away you go again. Okay. All right. It's time to spend a bit of quiet time with yourself, usually. Sometimes with a really close person who thinks and feels and is the same as you, right? Sometimes you just need that downtime, whether I don't know, they're showing me a girlfriend spa day or something like that. And it certainly doesn't have to be that. But a break from your usual so that you can, it's like you're in this downward spiral kind of thing. It doesn't feel too deep yet. So let yourself have a retreat to interrupt that spiral is how it feels. That's what they're giving me. And it can be, anything that's outside of your normal routine is capable of interrupting that for you and let it get you out of your, it's a little funk, they're saying. And okay, so they're saying it that way so that you don't make it bigger in your mind than what it is, right? Scorpios are master manifestors. And so as soon as somebody suggests to you that, oh, you're pretty down, whatever, then you make it come true, right? And okay, I'm a Scorpio. This is how I know this, right? And so your angels right at this moment, they don't normally guard too much, but at this moment, they're being careful to downplay this a little bit so that you don't make it bigger. So, all right, now that you are aware that that's what's happening, it's funny, it loses its effect of downplaying when we tell you about it, right? But so now that you know that that's happening, now you can say to yourself, yeah, this is truly, it's just little. It's not a big, deep thing. And you can acknowledge that to yourself, right? And definitely find something that'll interrupt that'll bring you out of your pattern, that'll make you do something different than you're normally doing, so that you can be kind of, it's almost jolted a little bit out of that low spot. Yeah, it feels pretty good, actually, in the end. Feels like that'll work, Anyway, whatever that is, that's going to be something different for everybody. Coffee with a new person, or I don't know. They're not really telling me too much else for possibilities. You make up, you decide your own things. So, all right. So there's a situation in your life, and it feels like that's kind of part of that kind of downturn that you've been having, and it's something that it feels like it's making you feel a little bit powerless. And so your angels are saying, you know very well that you are never powerless. And so you can just look through this situation to the other side. It's not real anyway. It doesn't have power over you. Not in truth, not it as itself. You, in the way you think about it, gives it power over you. But that's your choice, and you're the one can change that, right? As soon as you interrupt it and come out of this lower spell, then this situation will no longer be an influence. For right now, it feels like it's, it is influencing you a little bit. It's making you feel a little low, a little tired, those kinds of things. Some of that could be moon energy too. Yeah, could be. At the very beginning of the week anyway. Not sure what else is going on there. But they're just saying to look through or around the situation, because it doesn't really deserve any of your attention. It's like it's transparent or translucent, and you can see through it. You understand that it's nothing to be. It doesn't even make a hiccup. Yeah. All right. So call on your friends. Oh, it feels too like for some of you there's new friendships there and available to you, and people who are just as eager and available as you to be a new friend. So that feels really good. There's also lots of old friends. They're saying look in your contacts or whatever, or think back and contact some people that you haven't talked to in a while, and just renew it. It only has to be like a 5-minute call or something, right? But just say, hey, I was thinking about you. How are you doing? And keep those friendships going. Keep them fresh. Keep them treasured. Yeah. These are the real riches. Very much. Okay. So, and kind of along the same lines, we're talking about those friends. We're also talking about other friends who you have been seeing lots lately. We're talking about your family, close ones as well as extended family. Also talking about your angel team. You are loved. You are loved. You know what? You are so lovable. Yeah. Yeah, you're totally lovable, and have fun, with all those people that they just mentioned, that like get together, or whatever you can do right now, right? And have fun, have some laughs, have some common interests, things that you want to do together, and understand how when you feel fulfilled and you feel loved while you're together with those people and you love them, they feel the same to you. Yeah, it's really great. And so this is the extra card that was out, that those last two, they came together. Divine timing. So it feels like there's some of you, you've got, I don't know, it's maybe a project or a something. There's something that you're doing. It doesn't really feel like a project, but it feels like an activity you're doing. It could be a sideline of work. It could be in fact searching for new work, things like that. That it feels to you like it's not working out, like things are not falling into place. They'll kind of start to do that, and then something will sideline it, and you put it on hold again, and that is all a product of divine timing. And so when things don't quite fall into place, let yourself be patient. Convince yourself to be patient, because that's your angels changing the timing so that it will work better. Right? So that when it does come together, things will be smooth and easy and joyous and to be celebrated. So, yeah. So just take that as a benefit rather than an obstacle. Okay, so we've got the daily guidance cards with one last bit of wisdom. Heart chakra. Your heart chakra. Do you know somebody who does energy clearing work? Maybe you do it, but it's hard to do on yourself, whatever it is. Find friends who do that and clear each other's full energy field. And for yourself, make sure your heart chakra is open, but not too open. Make sure that any soreness that's there is soothed. That's true for all the chakras, right? So just get that cleared, to get that flowing nicely, and you'll feel better. Okay, that was a lovely reading, Scorpio. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you very much, and I want you to know how much I love you, And I will see you next week.